Hello everyone, it is Friday, August 4th, so that means I have a bit more gaming industry news for you, covering from pretty much honestly Tuesday through today, Friday, when I decided to type some stuff up and get to recording here. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Kicking off today is a bit of news about Microsoft. Microsoft has pushed even more to support consumers who like to repair their own devices. So, those of you who are tech savvy enough or old enough that own an Xbox wireless controller or one of the Elite Series 2 controllers, you can rejoice. Microsoft is now selling individual components for their controllers to consumers through their marketplaces. Thumbsticks, buttons, covers, triggers, and way more are now available to purchase, along with actual full-on repair kits. This comes on the heel of Microsoft's deal from 2021 with the consumer advocacy group As You Sow, which the tech giant started offering materials for individuals to repair their own Microsoft Surface devices. Before this, you either had to rely on third-party parts, which could vary in quality, but now your controllers can be repaired with official Xbox controller pieces, outside of having to purchase a full-on new controller. Prices do vary due to complexity of the controller, so obviously the Elite Series 2 parts will be more expensive than the typical Xbox wireless controller. So, if you want to avoid spending the full amount on a new controller, you can order parts to fix exactly what's wrong with your controller from Microsoft or continue using other sources, but you can get a full-on repair kit with everything you would need. Either way, this sort of official support from Microsoft furthering the right to repair is great news for consumers and gamers who want to work on their own home electronics knowledge. Might be great news for those who have specialized promotional controllers, as new buttons and joysticks could be available, well, such as the forthcoming Starfield controller. And continuing on with Microsoft, they are going to be having a huge Gamescom 2023 presence, and they're going to have 25 different playable games present on the show floor. They have officially stated that their floor booth at Gamescom will have those 25 available games, as well as many more that aren't playable. So large titles such as Payday 3 and Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty will be available, as well as a playable demo for the forthcoming Stalker 2 game. There are plenty more games there as well that aren't playable, such as Starfield, which is launching just over a week after the event itself ends. So, while large gaming events such as E3 stateside have failed, Gamescom has continued to be large and important for the industry in Germany and Europe as a whole. Microsoft, on top of this, will also be hosting live streams each day for 3 hours apiece for people not able to attend in person, so you can go ahead and check out what MS has coming up more in depth. And some interesting news, no matter how you take a look at it, coming from TakeTwo Interactive. It has been reported that both the CEO, Strauss Zelnick, and President Karl Sladoff have made over $72 million last year thanks to the company's earnings. Now, most of this is coming from Zelnick's own group, ZMC. The leaders for this quarter, or the fiscal year of 2025, have easily been Grand Theft Auto Online, as well as NBA 2K series. So while GTA 5 has been out for over a decade now, GTA Online has seen constant year-over-year growth apparently from earnings alone and over 1 million active users still for the aging title. NBA 2K is the most popular NBA title on gaming platforms currently and also has a large revenue shares contributing to this as well. These two franchises are leading the way for the company by way of microtransactions, and the other titles are not even close. Take-Two has yet to even implement modern live service models into GTA Online, such as seasonal passes, which would then be another large revenue source of income for them, and I'm sure that's honestly on the way. CEO Strauss Zelnick said that Take-Two is expecting record-breaking profits of the fiscal year for 2025, with more than likely that will include something to do with Grand Theft Auto 6, launching or the next iteration of Grand Theft Auto Online. There's also supposed to be 2 new remasters or remakes released by March of next year. One is the heavily hinted at and leaked about Red Dead Redemption remaster or remake. So they each got a nice hefty bonus from ZMC for the success of Grand Theft Auto Online's and NBA 2K series microtransactions. So, I mean, everybody is straight up just paying these two guys their money by continuing to purchase those shark cards, guys. So, yeah, keep buying them whale cards, I guess. They're definitely going to be making bank, as they gambled they paid on in Grand Theft Auto Online. No matter how poorly they treat their gamer base, it's still rolling heavily in the dough. Moving over to other microtransaction hell publisher in the West, EA has big plans for the Battlefield franchise. They are currently aiming for a reimagination of the next entry. The CEO hinted at creating a truly connected ecosystem similar to the recent Call of Duty titles. However, the exact details are still unclear. The recent Battlefield 2042 introduced Portal, a hub for older Battlefield games, integrating maps, weapons, and game modes from their older titles. This concept might be expanded on for their future games. The upcoming Battlefield game is expected to reintroduce a single-player campaign, which is being developed by Ridgeline Games, with a focus on fan-favorite elements. Obviously, hopefully return to the large-scale discussion, and obviously the major thing is the large team-based combat. There's hope that the franchise could return to its former glory. It was also stated that Battlefield 2042 coming to Games Pass was huge for the developer as well. It helped reinvigorate the dying game and pushed for more updates and content to come to the title. It reportedly even helped spur more sales and players from other platforms, as public outlook on the game had changed drastically thanks to the updates and how it was poorly received at launch. EA has also announced that they're going to be looking to release Star Wars Jedi Survivor on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Andrew Wilson, their CEO, described the game as a pure blockbuster entertainment based on timeless, culture-defining IP. He mentioned that the game received critical acclaim and commercial success, while with millions of people and players enjoying and engaging it, making it one of the biggest events in the Star Wars galaxy that year. The release date for last-gen consoles was not specified during the earnings call, but the company plans to capitalize on the strength of the Star Wars franchise and community demand to drive continued engagement for the game. In the same call, EA's chief financial officer, Stuart Canfield, expressed confidence in the long-term value of Star Wars Jedi Survivor due to its strong IP history, engaging gameplay, and new ways to bring the title to players. New ways being releasing it on older hardware. Despite some performance issues at launch, EA has been continuously improving the game through various updates on all platforms. Despite these early issues, the game's digital downloads resulted in UK launch sales of over 30% higher than its predecessor, Fallen Order. I, however, just wish that the game ran on my 4090 and 13900K system. I'm getting the same performance as my old i7 and 3080s, so all those issues have not been filed out. There's still plenty of reported issues on current-gen hardware as well as PC areas, so who knows how this is going to run on the PS4 and the Xbox One. Fortnite, not one to shy away from crossovers, has announced a crossover with the popular anime and manga Jujitsu Kaisen, adding new skins to the game, as they do with every single crossover. The official Fortnite Twitter account shared a teaser video showcasing the original characters making shadow puppets from the game, followed by Jujutsu Kaisen's Gojo, Megumi, Noburo, and Yuhi crashing through the wall to reveal that they're in-game skins. Guess what? They look like they're from Jujutsu Kaisen. This follows previous successful anime crossovers such as Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, My Hero Academia, and Attack on Titan. The Jujutsu Kaisen skins will be available in Fortnite with the release of Update 25.30 on August 8th. No information on if any new abilities or any sort of weapons or anything like that will be coming to the game, so you'll just have to wait for that, but some more anime skins for all the weebs trapped in that game. Bandai Namco and From Software have announced that Armored Core 6, set to release this month on the 26th, will employ two types of DRM on PC. The game will be skipping Denuvo. The game was set to use both Arxen and Easy Anti-Cheat software, requiring players to have both enabled to play the mech RPG game. Arxan is an anti-tamper tool similar to Denuvo, used to protect the software from tampering, copying, or modification. Typical DRM. Easy Anti-Cheat is commonly used to prevent cheating in online multiplayer games, so no idea what's going on with that. Might be a sweet little multiplayer mode coming in that we don't have any idea on yet. Denuvo is often considered to be a bane for PC games, as well as other DRMs in general, and rightfully so, as Denuvo in itself has been proven to have negative impacts on games' performances. Hopefully this tag team tactic of DRMs will have less of an effect on the game on PC, but to see them adding yet another form of DRM is just never a good sign to me. In the end, the Pirates will always win, and games are never uncracked long, and only lawful consumers who purchase the product are harmed by these DRM practices. So here we go again, same old story. I'm sure there's going to be DRM issues at launch causing people not being able to play the game. And finally up today, Capcom's Resident Evil 2 remake has become the best-selling title in the horror franchise's history, surpassing 12.6 million cumulative sales across console and PC platforms. This game's achievement was highlighted when Capcom updated the list of platinum titles that they have, which are games that have sold over 1 million units. Resident Evil 2 Remake achieved this milestone since its launch in January of 2019, outshining the previous record holder, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, which itself had sold 12.4 million copies since its release in January of 2017. With 12.6 million sales, Resident Evil 2 Remake is now the third best-selling game in Capcom's history, trailing only behind Monster Hunter Rise, which is a Switch and PC exclusive at 13.2 million units, which was released in 2021, as well as Monster Hunter World, 19 million units, which is on everything except for Switch pretty much. The game's success can be attributed in part to the updates and enhancements it received, including a free next-gen console upgrade and an improved PC version in June of the previous year. These updates brought various improvements to the horror experience, such as 4K support, higher frame rates, ray tracing, and 3D audio implementation. However, the PC version has faced some challenges with higher system requirements and performance issues across the board, much like everything in PC recently, prompting Capcom to offer players the option to revert to the previous version that was sold. Alright, and thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video and the news provided, please go ahead and give my channel a subscription. I would greatly appreciate it. I just like watching that number climb ever so slowly. And go ahead and like that video if it's something you enjoyed as well. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have way too much time to put into Baldur's Gate 3 still. I don't even think I'm a fifth of the way through Act 1. It's just so much fun. I do highly recommend it. I will have a review out eventually, but I think at a certain point I'm just going to put out impressions for each different act as opposed to an entire review. It seems like a pretty good milestone to set stuff out, because going through the entire game, unlike my last one, Remnant 2, is going to be an absolute chore. There's just so much involved. Larian Studios is fantastic at what they do. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to that. I recommend everyone else go check it out as well on PS5 or PC. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend.
What's better than a devil you don't know? A devil you do. Am I a friend? Potentially. An adversary? Conceivably. But a savior? That's for certain.